What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Rob, with the Real Shucks Cruise, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, with his co-host, Luke.
What up, everybody?
And his other co-host, Steve.
Yo.
And we're rocking here on the Planet X Network on Roku. So make sure you also listen, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube and anywhere podcasts are broadcast. We got a great show for you guys to hear today. We're going to be actually talking about a lot of alien stuff, which is really funny. I mean, it just kind of came through today that there was just a lot of alien news. We're not just that. We're going to talk about Adam Sandler got hit with some nepotism claims, and then we're going to be talking about Arlene Sorkin died. And then AI also got ruled as not being copyrightable. So that's the other thing. So stay tuned for all that on the Real Sharks podcast. And we're going to actually start the show off with some of our trailer reactions here. So we're going to actually watch some trailers real quick and talk about the movies. So give me just a sec, guys, while I pull that up. Ooh, my bad. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start this one. So this is Alien Romulus. Hulu exclusive.
Okay. Oh, they did the one with Prey, right? That was pretty well.
Mhm.
That was,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
We are relying on you, our search and rescue team, to get this job done.
I'm already.
Yeah. Bunch of kids.
Is that Dylan Sprouse?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, really? That's Dylan Sprouse?
I think so.
I'm not sure. Let me
It was
see.
really
That's crazy.
It was really cool.
That would be crazy if Dylan Sprouse is in an alien movie.
Want that site locked down. No
If
one
he
knows
was the
me.
alien.
Yo.
We'll upload the scans and data
Yeah.
to mission control.
What are you expecting to find
There
here?
you go. The very obligatory. They got to go find
This
it.
looks exactly like Alien.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks good though.
Yeah.
You guys think? I mean, dude, I'm not excited, especially right here.
Yeah.
This is
that
an exact
cutting through the
exact
ship.
heart back to the original right here with the alarm right here coming up.
Well, yeah, but like,
Yeah. You gotta have
Yeah.
that.
that was the good one.
We'll
so.
speak on it in a second.
Is Jonathan Majors in this?
No, I don't think that was him. Okay.
Oh god. Okay. I don't want to go around. That's.
So it looks like they're spending some money with this.
Here's as I can tell, I don't think anybody famous is in this. Okay, which makes sense.
Yeah. Hulu. So they're coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's
that's
see
all right.
here. Hold on
Fede
real quick.
Alvarez directing.
All right. Can you guys see the regular screen now?
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, that's the new Alien Romulus. So from what I've gathered on it so far is that Ridley Scott is not actually attached. He's actually producing this one. It's directed by Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
Written by Fede Alvarez and Rado Saigas. Stars Isabel Marcid, Kaylee Spaney, and Archie Ronix. Let's see here if we can get the full cast
He's done.
here.
He's done. So when you're getting that cast,
Spike
right?
Fern,
Yeah.
Alien Wu, David Johnson. Yeah. So pretty much no one that we really know. When I watch this trailer, and I'm gonna let you guys speak on it, but let's let the real Alien fan talk here for a second. Me. The first thing I thought of when I saw this trailer I was like, this looks exactly like Alien. Like not just like Alien, but like an exact almost like clone of the original Alien. I mean, even the trailer has them running through the ship with the alarm going off. You see them obviously it's in from the symphonis of the movie too. It's about a colony that lands on a remote planet and basically they start getting picked off by a creature. What does that sound like to you guys? Young people from a distant world must face the most terrifying life form in the universe. That sounds just like the original Alien. And, my first thought is, and, forgive me if I'm wrong. I know you guys said it looks good. But my whole thought on this is I laughed because I was like, wow, Ridley Scott, we finally come back. We're finally here, aren't we? We finally have come back to what we have to our roots here, because you couldn't make it work with the pseudo bullshit religion, whatever the hell you were trying to write.
Yeah.
In Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So now we're back here to where it all began, which is just about a fucking monster killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while I applaud the idea of it, I think it's I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna judge it still. But for me, honestly, it's just kind of like, okay, so now we're just going back to what works. That's just me.
Maybe
I feel
that's
like
all.
lazy.
Maybe that's really all that ever really worked. I'm still like I love Alien.
Except making it plural.
Huh?
Except making it plural, aliens, because aliens is awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say it's so fascinating that this series, this franchise, this brand has had such devoted loyalty, such like constant
about me here.
mythos. Huh?
So you're talking about me here.
Yeah. Constant mythos, all of that over what is a pretty not great batting average in terms of its like content. Like in terms of the actual amount of quality alien stuff that's ever come out, it's much. I mean, obviously the hits have been hits. No, there's no question that instant classics.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, obviously there are other franchises like this that have that same thing. I think Star Wars is like the best example, though. I think the Star Wars is just so oversaturated that it's just law of averages now.
Yeah.
So this might be good. I think I am a little. I think what will work in its favor, like Prey, is that this is a Hulu original. No one's buying a ticket for this.
Disney.
It's a low buy-in, so which means low expectations. So I suspect it will surprise people. Especially, which is not, certainly this is not a ringing endorsement, but I feel that like,
right.
People.
Are you
people
saying
will
I'm going to be surprised, Luke?
Exactly. Yeah. People will have low expectations.
Yeah.
And if the
I'm probably going to come back on here and say I loved it.
It'll do pretty good.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. I think you both are right. You think it's like a buy low, sell high, where they're totally not trying to sell you hard in this film. They're just kind of like, here's Alien. Here's Alien.
Yeah, it's not like Prometheus and Alien Covenant, where Prometheus was like, at long last,
Yeah.
And then after with Alien Covenant, it's like, we kind of fucked that up, but this time we got it right.
Right. With a Puddle of Mud soundtrack behind it to hype you up.
It's the old joke we have on this show. It's like, how do you what do you do to fuck up a franchise? You go back and redo it and like say none of the other shit mattered, and this is actually the shit that mattered.
Yeah, I mean,
just like Ridley Scott did to James Cameron, man.
Yeah, and just like JJ what's his face did with the Star Wars
JJ Abrams
sequels. I mean, look what he did. The most successful one out of all of them was the very first one, The Force Awakens. And that one is terrible. A lot of people were saying is
terrible.
Like a direct clone of the first one, A New Hope.
Literally just A New Hope.
It's just A New Hope. And
just like this is going to be Alien.
And I don't know, that's such a good question, Rob. Like Hulu's been on a roll as of late, kind of doing
Disney.
this. Right. And they did Hellraiser. Right. And they called the movie just Hellraiser, and that did well. The Prey movie we talked about here on this podcast as well, that did well.
I know a lot of people that didn't like Prey.
Really?
But I also think they're racist against Native Americans.
Right.
Yeah,
See, I don't know.
I heard pretty good things. I would say, I mean, it's not saying it was a perfect movie, but I would say
I thought it was good.
It was okay.
I would say for what it was pretty well received. Obviously, there's going to be haters. I think that's fair.
Haters gonna hate.
But especially, I will say this, especially for a Hulu original movie, for like a random Predator movie that really nobody like knew or asked for.
Right.
Just popped
pretty good. And I think this is the same thing. Maybe we might get a follow up of like,
right.
Yeah. Nobody wanted this.
What did they make another one? But like, it's Alien Romulus. Aliens, it's just the same thing, Just more aliens, more action. They're like, we're gonna turn it into an action film. I know, I totally agree with you, Luke. I get it, but for me, as Luke, you're absolutely right. I'll be honest here, as an Alien fan myself, the franchise itself really goes down to 2 movies: Alien and Aliens.
And Aliens.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because you have to be kind of a diehard fan to really enjoy Alien 3, as I do, and I respect it for what it is.
I think there's a lot to like.
I
think
respect
Alien 3.
Resurrection.
I think people really need to reevaluate it.
Alien,
It's
we've
not
talked
perfect.
about
I
it.
agree.
It's not
Yeah.
perfect, but I also think too, Alien 3 followed 2 of the most successful films of all time,
all
which
time,
is
yeah.
Alien and Aliens. It had a
So
lot
what
to
can
live
you
up
really?
to.
Yeah,
I would
what
say,
can you really do?
especially if you were to compare it to horror sci-fi now, like absolutely, Alien 3 would blow a lot out of the water.
And then
but-
Resurrection as well. You know, at first a lot of people, it was like the stepchild of the whole franchise, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of grown on a lot of people. It's kind of grown on me. I don't think Resurrection is necessarily that bad. And what's
It's not.
what's
bad.
interesting is it's gotten adopted into pop culture now. I mean, how many times do you guys see that stupid trope of kill me? And it's like the person on the table, like looking like Ripley and stuff. They did that in South Park with Tally and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's now like adopted into pop culture. It's like, oh, that's Alien Resurrection.
Right. I think so. I think you guys are both right about that.
But
I don't think that these
Alien
are
Covenant and Prometheus are crap.
those. I just feel like they're just so like
crap.
far removed. Yeah, they're just so
I'm not
far
gonna lie,
removed.
people.
I would even watch the Alien versus Predator movies over.
Those are wild. Those are
Okay,
But those ones are like
AVP,
fun and
the first
wild.
one is fun, but the
It's
second
fun.
one, I'm just like
It's-
whatever at that point. I like
Yeah.
the second one better.
It's
I
like
think the
especially-
second one was such a fucking letdown, especially because of all they hyped up the
The hyped up-
Predalien so much.
I know, but
Yeah, I
it
know,
was
dude.
just gore everywhere, and that's
Yeah,
why I
right.
liked it, because I thought the whole franchise was crap after AVP anyway. So it was
Yeah.
like once you didn't put it in space, and they didn't
Yeah.
have Marines, I was
Mhm.
like, I don't care anymore. It's not even AVP.
You didn't care about the architects or whatever they were.
No, no. Wait,
Archaeologists going down there.
what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Prometheus? Or are you talking about and
The
Covenant?
AVP one. AVP
Oh.
one.
Oh, the first one. The first
Yeah.
one doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't, but they needed to get to a plot where like, how can we get both of these creatures in the same location? at
Yeah,
one time, you know?
easy. Keep it in the future and keep it with space.
Right.
That's all you had to do. But no,
Yeah.
you had to
Yeah,
do some weird like. And some people like this, and hey, I respect it. Some people like that whole Aztec plot of it too. And hey, cool for you. I like, I think that's cool too. But beyond that, though, the movie's crap.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's like Resident Evil. I feel like it's the same kind of like in
Hey,
the same ballpark of like, here's the action that you want.
you're
It
not gonna
has
win this with
nothing to
Luke.
do.
Luke does not agree. We've had this discussion.
Dang,
So,
lost him.
I mean, like I would say maybe for Alien versus Predator, I would compare it to Resident Evil, but no. Resident Evil is just schlock. It's always been schlock. It's fine. There are a couple of them I actually genuinely like.
Right.
It's all
Okay.
schlock, though, but it's
Yeah.
all schlock.
Yeah.
All
right, let's move into our,
Aliens, like
Apples and oranges.
They're smart. I would say this: they're smart. They're smart movies. They're
Yeah.
smartly made. They're serious. They're serious. They're serious.
They take themselves seriously. Okay, let's move into our next trailer here, because I actually am excited for this one. So let me pull this up for everybody. So this one actually has been getting a lot of attention as of late. It's called No One Will Save You.
No one will save you. Ooh.
No One Will Save You. Interesting premise. Let's check it out, everybody.
Oh, another Hulu.
Hulu, yes. So the premise is, check it out. Alien invasion film, but home break-in.
Oh.
Look at trespassers.
I know, if this alien was in a real world country, he'd been shot.
Yeah.
They have a movie about that.
This one is different.
Anybody getting the signs feel from
I'll
that?
tell you
Yeah.
what. Okay, so at first, actually, I really thought it was like,
Yeah.
I really
Signs.
no, not Signs. Dark Skies.
Oh.
Automatically, I thought Dark Skies. But
Right.
then check this out. Check this out, though.
Oh. Okay. That was fucked.
So this is coming soon.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Fight him with a razor blade. You can do
Yeah.
it.
Box cutter, the only weakness.
I have a couple problems with this movie though.
Magnetism.
A lot of staying on one character.
I think
How would you win? How would you
know.
win against that?
I think that's the point. I think it's mostly from her perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
This looks like the movie that like might start out really tense, but I think as it keeps going, it's just gonna get sillier.
Yeah.
Think so?
I think so.
That curtain scene kind of.
Yeah, this feels like one of those where like we're not going to get like the rules of the alien aren't going to be consistent.
Right.
The scale is going to be off. Like there'll be one thing where it's like, oh, they could kill like 1,000 people for some reason.
Right.
She can't die or whatever. Which maybe they'll have a reason for it, but I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you never know. But this strikes me as something that might fall apart at the end.
So, directed by Brian Dunfield, written by Brian Dunfield, stars Caitlin Denver, Ginger Cressman, and Zach Duham. The synopsis is exiled anxiety ridden a homebody must battle an alien who's found its way into her home. So, yeah, this movie actually to me looked like two different films. It looked like this idea of Dark Skies, and then it looked like this idea of a alien aftermath, alien invasion film is what it looked like to me.
World Wars.
Yeah, kind of. That's what it kind of seemed like to me. I mean, they already. One of the things I wasn't impressed with already is they already showed the alien. I mean, you guys saw it, and it's like a weird looking like. It's not like a gray. It's a different kind of alien. So I would imagine that this is a movie not about like abductions, but more about like alien invasion. You know what I mean?
Something shows up or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. Probably.
You know, like,
but what can you do? The film is called "No One Will Save You," so they're not leaving a lot for the audience to be like, well, she's gonna make it out.
Well, it sounds like they're trying to frame it more from like a home invasion movie,
right?
Aliens. So I think that's the pitch. So
yeah, and I think I agree, Luke. Like it feels like this is gonna be one of those things where she kind of does stuff maybe with traps or something like that to kind of trap them rather than kill them.
Home Alone. Like Home Alone.
Yeah, but with aliens.
Now that would be a movie.
Yeah.
A little kid in the suburbs must survive the horrors of an alien invasion.
Ball bearings and paint cans. He's just fucking
falling on the alien.
The alien's like
stepping on
just attach a blowtorch to the side of the door. Whatever. Just the fucking wackish. That would be a fucking amazing.
Cool. How cool would that be? Home Alone 8.
Cool.
Aliens are all like, well, we try to go in the house, but then we're like, well, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's the end of the trailer right there.
Yeah. One of the aliens.
Did you guys go in the house?
Yeah, it seems like they're trying. Yeah, it seems like the framing is from this one main character, this one lady, kind of framing it as like, oh, like imagining you in that position where like, oh, you think you're in a home invasion, but actually it's an alien that's actually like
different.
Exactly.
It's different this time. Like how different can it actually be?
Right. Yeah, I know, right? Rob, a lot of flashlights and being scared, but
right.
It looks like it's still pretty good.
I'm still gonna see it. I am actually kind of excited to see it. It still looks interesting to me.
Do you think it's funny that like some Republicans are thinking like, that's true, the aliens do invade our homes.
They do invade our homes. Oh, you're gonna hear some goddamn like reviews that are talking about this is clearly about the white conservative man, how the liberals are breaking into the home. Like this,
exactly. Yeah, this is.
Nothing's conservative.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the metaphors.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro saying here like clearly the alien represents America.
Right. You can't spell politics without the word alien in it. So.
Yeah.
And we're gonna actually take our first break, everybody. So we will be right back here on YouTube and the Planet X Network here on Roku.
How about that? I want people to our assignment for the next couple of weeks is you have to find a way of introducing a show with a word that's fallen out of common use. I feel that'd be quite like a Victorian word for hello, or like
Oh, good day.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Rush X Podcast. It is Rob and Steve, and we're going to be talking about actually something a little bit sad. So we're going to be changing up the tone a little bit on the show. I did not see a lot of this, guys. I was really sad. To me, it was sad, because this your humble host here has this the representation of this woman tattooed on his arm. Arlene Sorkin recently passed away. She passed away on August 24th, 2023. For those of you who don't know, she was actually the voice of Harley Quinn, the one and only Harley Quinn. And it's kind of sad to me because she's always been the original Harley Quinn to me.
Yep.
Harley Quinn from the Batman animated series. For those of you who don't know, Harley Quinn was not originally ever part of DC. She was meant to always just be a hench girl. Arlene Sorkin was given the role on Batman the animated series, and she was so successful and beloved that they eventually turned her into her own DC character. And Arlene Sorkin actually played her for a majority of her career, from Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, to The Mask of the Phantasm, to all of the animated series, to even Justice League. And I'm really kind of sad about this one, guys, because Gotham Girls as well. It's really sad because I think a lot of people didn't really know that she was the voice of Harley Quinn, especially after Suicide Squad came out, and everyone kind of related her to being the new Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I'm sad for this one, guys, because Arlene Sorkin was a huge impact on pop culture, in my opinion, and I just wanted to kind of talk about that here on the show. How much?
It's crazy to think about how the character of Harley Quinn, how where it started, where it came to, where again she was not an original comic book character,
right?
She was just on the animated show, and she is just sort of, she's continued to weave her way into pop culture, where now you go to any Comic-Con and half of the people there are dressed like Harley Quinn. It's like Deadpool Harley Quinn.
Right.
It all
you got
has
nerds like me that have tattoos of her.
Exactly. And it all comes down to Arlene Sorkin and her very iconic voice. There have been other versions of it, but everybody has always mimicked her voice. Even Margot Robbie was definitely pretty much always doing the Arlene Sorkin voice, basically. And I think that's basically gonna be that way. I don't think, obviously it might change down the line, but the new animated series, which is very good, by the way, the Harley Quinn cartoon, it's very good, and Kaylee Cuoco's voice.
She was also on Days of Our Lives too.
So very accomplished. She is behind one of the most iconic comic book characters. It's damn shame because last year we also lost Kevin Conroy.
Right.
Man, it's tough when it's the slow creep of time.
Right.
When you're a kid watching all of the all the people who did your TV shows you watched as a kid.
Right.
Die off.
I know. Bruce Timm's getting old there too.
And yet somehow Mitch McConnell is still alive.
I know.
I know.
Well, he's alive, but he's in the cryo chamber.
Hey, you guys,
I don't know if
you guys want to see my Mitch McConnell
justice
impression?
Is there in this world that Kevin Conroy's dead and Mitch McConnell's still alive?
You want to see my Mitch McConnell impression? All right, here we go. Ready?
No, you want to, dude? You know what's funny about Mitch McConnell? That you guys, I don't know why you guys aren't bringing up this very important fact about Mitch McConnell.
I don't give a fuck.
Did you guys know that he was in an actual movie that we know and I love?
Oh yeah,
he was in Batman versus Robin playing Mr. Freeze. I don't know if you guys saw that. Did you guys see when he was like freeze in hell, Batman?
I actually thought he was in that movie, The Master of Disguise, when he's all like, "Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?" Turtle. But for real, whatever. All right, here's an interesting one. I thought was really, when I heard this, I was shocked on two different stories from this one, guys, and I want to see what you guys think about this. So, recently, Adam Sandler just dropped his new movie. You are so not invited to my bat's mitzvah.
Yeah.
I have not seen it yet, but get this, guys. This movie has already been rated by critics as his best movie of all time. Over Uncut Gems, over Hustle. And Steve, you know how much I love both those movies, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
That's saying a lot. So, but right now on IMDb, it gets a 6 out of 10. So that was the first shocking thing I saw. I was like, wow, that's a big, huge standard for Adam Sandler to climb. Cool, good for him. But I want to read the premise of this movie before I get to what the big controversy was. So, of course, it was directed by Sammy Cohen, writer Allison Peck, Fiona Rosenblum, stars Idina Menzel, Jackie Sandler, and Adam Sandler. So Stacy and Lydia are BFFs who are always dreamed about having an epic bat mitzvah. However, things start to go comically awry when a popular boy and middle school drama threatens their friendship and their rite of passage. So you would think this would be a nice coming of age movie, maybe, nice father-daughter film. No, what everyone is actually kind of talking about is the nepotism that this movie has gotten, which I actually think is one of the most stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. So much so that I can almost fall over this microphone, my audience, and laugh. Because first of all, it's a private enterprise movie, so they don't have to apply. Nepotism doesn't apply to anything here. But let me ask you this. When Adam Sandler cast Steve Buscemi, Chris Rock, James King, all the other guys he's always have, Rob Schneider, is he doing favoritism? When Matt Damon cast Ben Affleck, is that favoritism? I think it's really, really dumb that people are sitting here going, they can't look past the movie. They're like, not only was it, they can't just say, hey, that was a great film. They have to say, man, you casted your daughter in that. What the hell's wrong with you?
I think he casted his entire family, right?
He did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Steve. And that's what I'm saying. And he is taking heat for this. But in my defense of it, and Adam, I'm defending you here. Who gives a shit? Sadie Sandler, Sonny Sandler, Samantha Lorraine, Dylan Hoffman, Sarah Sherman. The list goes on and on here. But yes, he casted his entire family in here, and people are like, there's something wrong with that.
I think I'll take a different approach, but sort of down the same road. The whole thing about this obviously ends with the roads of like everybody has their own speculations and their own type of opinions on these types of things. But it all boils down to you don't have to watch it, so you're not forced to do that. But it is interesting to me that people are so up in arms about Adam Sandler because he's such a polarizing guy. You know what I mean? He's been under the microscope of like people's ire because of his film selection, his acting.
It's his own studio company. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
He signed a contract. It's no big deal. No big secret that he signed a giant contract for Netflix and re-upped on it, by the way. So there's a lot more Adam Sandler projects on Netflix coming. They're gonna be sort of around this type of like vein where he's going to do these types of projects. I want to put one in all of my family, and I want to probably do something where he has his friends, David Spade and Kevin James, and like you said, Chris Rock, all those friends. They'd made a ton of those films. It's what I mean. He is who he is at this point. And my whole thing always comes down to you never really have to watch any of these films. So why complain like, oh, the nepotism, they're not actors, they're not actresses. Is he the only person in cinema right now that isn't like casting people that are actresses and actors? Like, dude, come on.
Angelina Jolie and her dad, Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen. Come on, man.
You don't really need to go.
Drew Barrymore. There's Hollywood royalty out there. Luke, please tell me. You seem to be sitting there with your hands on your head, and please tell me your answers. I don't give a shit. A movie is a movie.
I would say that too. I think sometimes people want to like take something. They want to like attach something to everything going on right now. Now the Nepo babies is a big conversation going on right now about how so many actors and actresses today all got their start because their parents were famous. And this is also broader because you look at a lot of people in entertainment. Not only you see that they were either people in entertainment or they, their families were rich. I think
isn't that every job?
Yeah,
it's all about who you know.
Exactly. I think that's
that's a big, baby.
That's its own conversation too about like how yes the children of the wealthy, they get all the opportunities, and everybody else, we've got a script. Yeah, we got a script and scrape. We got to do this podcast here to cut our way into this world. But yeah, that's its. I mean, like, guys, if we want to like get rid of the we want to get rid of the nepotistic nature of capitalism, it does not start with or end with Adam Sandler.
I think you should take that argument before the Supreme Court, Luke. Before Congress.
Right.
Exactly. Right there. Before Congress.
Like, again, this is not a huge film. I think I can admire the idea that Adam Sandler wanted to do a small family film, cast his daughter
and his son. Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith and his son.
Exactly. And
no one said anything there.
Exactly. I think, and again, if the movie is good and she is a good actress, then who cares? Obviously, if she was bad in it, then it would be like, Adam Sandler, what were you doing? It was a stupid move. Like, you were blinded by your nepotism, which is, if anything, it is more and more offensive that Adam Sandler continues to give nepotism to Rob Schneider. It's, I think, Adam Sandler, you need
absolutely. He was trending on Twitter too the other day for something. I think he said something about.
Schneider's insane. Yeah. It's like
he says a lot of crazy things.
And nobody. And the thing is, if he was any the least bit liked as a celebrity, it would it doesn't matter because nobody cares about Rob Schneider.
Right.
Like it's like he can say as much stupid shit as he wants.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
He doesn't show up on Twitter. He doesn't get dragged. He doesn't, it's because it's like, who?
Isn't it funny? He says what he said, and he literally was in a movie where he played a hot chick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the whole movie to me, and I love that film, to be honest with you, my honest, because it is a whole movie about a joke on a dude. The whole joke is the guy who he keeps harassing, and he's I should have made love to you when I had the chance.
But yeah, but to go back to this, it's. I think I think it's overblown. I think people are blowing the whole thing out of proportion.
Like these people are defending Netflix's honor. They're the same people that bash all the terribleness that comes out from Netflix. Anyway, oh my God, listen, why is it even on Netflix? It's
like really is a teeter-totter. It's just like one minute they're like, this is against my morals and values. The next, how could you do this?
How can you do this? This isn't my, live action anime. I don't want to watch. It's like, make up your mind. Are you happy or are you upset?
Yeah.
Speaking of making up your mind, so a court recently made up their mind here on August 21st. I thought this was a little interesting story. So score 1 for the actors and writers of the world, because it has came out that work created by artificial intelligence without any human input cannot be copyrighted under U.S. law. That's right.
That's good.
So
good.
Yeah. Does anyone here think that's a bad thing?
Yeah. Skynet.
I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, only the Terminators are angry about this right now.
I will say the only thing that is the only criticism you might have about it is that it might not be enough, because one of the things they've talked about with the AI thing, with the AI stuff, is that sometimes they will take a creator, they will take their material and then just kind of run it through the AI, and it'll be generated. So it will technically be from their inputs. So and then of course the issue with that is that they will just simply pay them for the one-time thing. They'll pay the writer the one time, and then just generate like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scripts, something that would equal, years and millions of dollars worth of work.
Absolutely.
Just done by a one-time fee.
Yeah.
Same thing with the actors with the AI. It was like they would take their likeness, pay them one time, and then they would just have it to use for whatever they want until the end of time.
But let me play devil's advocate here on that.
It's still a good direction. It does show that, like, hopefully the courts are on the side that, like, AI should not be used for labor exploitation.
But let me play devil's advocate here for a second on that one, Luke. So you have all these actors here that are making a grip ton of money. grip ton of money.
Yeah.
So wouldn't some people say, and I'm just playing devil's guy, wouldn't some
Of
people
course.
say that they don't need to be paid that much? That shouldn't be fair. And in hindsight, wouldn't you say that a studio shouldn't have to pay something like Tom Cruise's fee to be able to be in a movie?
That's the argument I hear a lot. And the thing, and again, the thing you always gotta want to think about is that, like, who is getting that money then? Who is getting those millions of dollars? Right. It's going to the studios, the executives, the people that literally signed the paper. I would say certainly, although Tom Cruise is getting a lot of millions of dollars, he has certainly contributed more to the wealth of those movies generated than any of the executive producers. I would say without question. Same thing with the designers. Same thing with every screenwriter. Same thing with every actor down the line, from like the guy to his like supporting actresses to Tom Cruise to like even the people with 2-3 lines to the extras. Most of those actors
to the real sharks.
Exactly, the real sharks. Most of those actors being working actors, being that they are paid a pretty significantly less amount of money for that. And again, their likenesses are being used to generate money. Like, it's them. And so it's like, if anybody's going to get paid for the things that is being generated, it should be the people who are actually doing the work.
What stops there? I mean, what is it till, like, we talked about that James Dean movie.
Yeah.
When does it stop? To when someone dies and they can just keep making Tom Cruise in a movie? So it's like starring Tom Cruise constantly. There'll never be any kind of new talent.
For me, it's like that is up to the actor. And that should be a contract between the actor and the studio. And there should be protections in case his estate changes their mind. Because again, what the studios want is they want the likenesses, and they want to hold on to those likenesses to use whenever. Like, it's unfettered access. Because again, they want to just use this to generate shows, and they'll use that to generate shows and movies. And so it's like, again, trying to cut out the middleman, not even the middleman. They're trying to cut out the man. They're trying to cut out the people who are who are literally responsible for it. So, and again,
it's a smart business move if you're like these types of companies going forward, and your whole business market is to, how can we generate enough revenue? Well, we'll just buy the likeness to Harrison Ford, right? Then if he passes away, we could just continuously make Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Will they have a return profit? Probably, because don't you want to see him young again? You know what I mean? Because the AI algorithm says fans want to see a younger Indiana Jones starring Harrison Ford. So you can see why they're doing it, but obviously
I don't see why.
I mean, but it's like, if they're gonna do it, they need to pay the people they're taking their likenesses off.
Right. Yeah, that's the weird thing about it. It's like, I want your likeness.
Speaking of likeness,
help.
Yep.
Speaking of likeness, guys. So here's one from the grave. All right. And we're going to talk about that right after this break. All right, welcome back to the Real Strikes Podcast, everybody. Sorry about that break. It was we had to take one. So guys, guess what? And I'm not even gonna go too much in depth on this. It's just happening. So recently, I was reading this off Collider. The Crow is set to be the new Crow movie is set to be theatrically released on 2024 by Lionsgate. Okay. So they are making a new Crow film. And they are hoping that this movie indeed is going to be the, revitalization of the comic series, so to speak. I automatically think it's going to fail.
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. And even in this article, they cited how the sequels didn't do too well because, come on, let's just be honest. They didn't have that premise like The Crow, the original one has, that thickness, that controversy, that dirtiness to it.
Yeah. also believe.
Do you think it would be a success, Luke?
No, I believe the sort of leather goth aesthetic that was prevalent in the
90s.
the 90s and late 2000 and early
The goth
2000s
scene.
with the Matrix and Underworld, like that's just simply gone away.
If I could cut right now and have myself in the Crow outfit, I totally wish I could.
You would, yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you talking about,
listen,
Luke?
Let me be clear. I'm not saying it's gone completely. I'm not saying it's gone entirely.
Luke's not saying you can't pull it off, ladies and gentlemen.
I am saying that every person who would have liked The Crow can't go because they can't afford a babysitter. Like, that's...
Oh, he said it, everybody. He said it.
Like Grandpa Crow's out there.
I know 3 people. Like Rob, you are one of like 5 people I know who were like into The Crow, and I know all. And I know
Who said I was into The Crow?
What?
Who said I was into The Crow?
Oh, I thought you were into The Crow. You're
no.
Not. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
No. I respect them. Let me clear this up for Luke. Okay. I respect the movie, but overall, I think the controversy outweighs the film itself. Like, it's just an okay movie. Yeah. It's just an okay movie.
It's very honestly, it's very generic too.
Yeah. It's just okay.
It's not because like again, it's like he comes back from the dead to avenge them who killed him and his girlfriend.
Pretty straightforward.
Right.
This happens. It's a movie that's been done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
His aesthetic is he wears the white face paint. He has a trench coat. He is a symbol of a crow, the most mysterious of birds.
Right. And he can't die, right? He takes some bullets.
And he's got some killer Cure music behind him.
Yeah, it's just the thing is, it's just
slap the 9-inch.
It's hard to take seriously. It's kind of, you know what it is. Yeah. It's like in the 90s after Austin Powers came out. It is hard. They were the people who made James Bond were like, we can't do that style of James Bond anymore. It's too stupid. So they like conquered. They did the Bourne version. They did grim and gritty James Bond. So, like, I think that whole Crow vibe is like, I mean, there's an audience for it. There will be, but I don't think
you made a lot of goth kids upset right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
in their
I
40s.
Think you guys are both,
exactly.
No, I don't even.
40-year-old goth.
45-year-old goth guy upset now.
I'm never gonna listen to the Real Young Podcast again.
I apologize to all the 40-year-old goth teens
still listening to the Misfits.
Here's what I believe. I think you guys are both wrong on here.
I think we're both wrong.
Yeah,
I think you guys are both wrong. I think that there has been such a resurgence in the goth culture as now for young teens that this might, here. Because I don't know if you saw, but it looks like they have Bill Skarsgård, who is a very popular actor with teens because he portrayed
Bill Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård would be good.
Yeah, what's his name? The clown from Stephen King's
Pennywise.
He's Pennywise. That's it. He did
Tim Curry.
Yeah,
Tim Curry. In the new one, you know what we're talking about.
It's I feel like that's a right amount of combo that it might actually do very well if they take it seriously and they kind of appeal more to a younger audience, which I'm pretty sure they're going to. I feel like it might be good as far as a resurgence to this because it's just old where they don't know what that is.
There's only one condition I think where this movie is successful, trying to still use the Crow aesthetic, and that's it. If it's a little gay, if it's a little gay,
he's
yeah, either he is gay or it's like the tone
he drives non-binary
or the tone is very gay. Like if it's got
what if he's dead and he wants to be accepted in society again?
Yeah. Oh.
Comes back as non-binary.
Or what if it's like, well, he's dead, so the dead have no gender.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He comes back non-binary. He's just like,
But
I'm
or
into
like he's an avatar of vengeance, and avatars of vengeance do not have genders.
Why didn't they? And see, I'm just gonna play off that. If they did want to do that, how come they didn't do a female crow? A female crow would have been different.
Oh, female crow would rule.
That would be cool.
Like, why not a female crow?
They've never done that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what? Now that it just makes me think, and this is totally off topic, but like, does that mean that Spawn is also like non-binary? Because he is just like a legion of hell.
Dude, don't even get me started. Spawn's one of my favorite films of all time.
Rob, he's burned all over the place.
Crispy.
He's burned all over the place.
Here's the thing. I saw that bodysuit in the movie. That is male. That was a male. That's male Spawn.
It don't matter if Spawn gets burned to a crisp. He's still male because he's still the fucking man. You know what I mean?
I still can't. I still just don't get over how like the word spawn is just its specific term is how fish reproduce, and like we just like Spawn. He's so fucking cool.
Fucking Spawn, man.
You just say Spawn with a very low voice.
Spawn. But it's like
you gotta love Spawn.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the
same. His name is about fish mating.
I know that you can't just be like fish sperm. It just doesn't roll off the
I'm sorry, but Spawn to me, like it has a good 10-minute scene with John Leguizamo to me that is probably one of the greatest scenes in movie history. From the moment he meets Spawn, when he's like, "Hey, I'm eating with that face. I'm trying to eat with that face," you know. And when he's like, "The entire cast of ER couldn't put you together." And but the best part I think of that whole damn movie is when he's in the gravesite. And he's like, "What's that? Can I dig up my body now?" And then he digs up his body and he screams. He's like, "Oh, come on. You scream like a girl. You got to do it like this." So I want to take this time to actually discuss kind of some controversy here because Real Sharks covers it all. We do cover it all. And when I hear something from people I generally talk to, and it's something that goes over my head, I generally go, "What?" Especially when it's something we've covered here on the show. So let me unpack this for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So I was recently talking to a buddy of mine who dabbles in listening to our show. Yeah, a lot of my close friends don't listen to the show. They're fucking assholes. Anyway. You know why? It's because they listen to me on the side. They're like, "Why would I pay to fucking listen to you when you're hanging out with me all the time?" Right. Anyway, here's how it goes. So we're sitting here talking, and we're kind of going over just kind of stupid conspiracies that, you know, we're going around. And he goes, "Yeah, I don't believe in the moon landing." And in this day and age, I kind of feel like I thought that whole moon landing thing about the moon not being, you know, us not landing on the moon is absolute bullshit now. I thought that's all been debunked. You know, everyone knows it's bullshit now. It's stupid. We've been to the moon, obviously. But here's where he hit me with a kind of a twist. And look, I want to see I want to see your face on this reaction. So he goes, "Yeah, I don't believe in the moon landing because of Stanley Kubrick." I said,
"Okay,
what?"
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
I said, "What? Because of 2001?" And he goes, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Not just that, but Stanley Kubrick did an interview." He said Stanley Kubrick did an interview which he explained that he was approached to do the moon landing. And I was like, "Okay, what?" Weird. I said, "What?" Because we just did like a special on Eyes Wide Shut, and I was like, and we just looked up a ton of shit on Stanley Kubrick, and I saw nothing about this. So let me pull up this video for you, everybody. So apparently, yeah, Stanley Kubrick did do an interview about the moon landing, and here it is. So apparently it is real. You guys are gonna love this.
What he participated
so apparently here it is.
He thought up the idea, you know?
Right.
Santa?
He felt that guilt.
He was almost used, really.
Okay.
But he's the one who felt the guilt. I'm sure NASA did not feel that much guilt.
I mean, why did he go up, I wonder? I wonder why. Because they promised him a seat in 3 years when they figured it out. They kept lying about it being possible. So why do you think he did it? Why did Armstrong do it in the first place? He thought, they kept saying, we'll be ready in 3 years and you'll go then. Just lie now and we'll go in 3 years. The funding will keep going and we'll figure this out and you'll go.
Oh, actually, go.
Right,
Okay,
yeah, and
okay.
they were lying, and they figured it out.
Okay,
Really,
so I'm going to stop
so
right there,
cynical,
ladies and
got
gentlemen,
it?
because he does go on to talk
why
about
did
the
Armstrong
moon
go?
landing here.
He's such a moral
And it took me a
man.
minute here to kind of
Why
like
would he go on a fake
figure
moon?
all this out, and I was like, what is this? There's only one problem with this video. Are you ready, everybody? That's not fucking Stanley Kubrick.
I was about to say that doesn't look like him.
It was
also the camera quality looks like it looks, even though it's bad, it looks too modern.
It does.
It
does look. It does look
like
so modern.
Kubrick died in like 94 or something. That looks like a handheld digital camera. Like that's the kind like that. The quality looks at least 5 years after he died.
I am so happy, and this is why I say, ladies and gentlemen, I am blessed with a great crew because we do not buy into a lot of this bullshit.
I was
half of you peddle to us.
He looks like an old guy with a beard, but I don't think that's him.
When I first saw it too, like see, this is something I want to talk about with our audience when it comes to like things like this, because it was more or less when someone showed this to me, I was so shocked by it, I didn't even take the second to go, wait, that's not Stanley Kubrick. And then it took me a minute, and I was like, wait, let me pull up a picture of Stanley. That's not fucking Stanley Kubrick, bro. Like, that's not him at all.
Yeah.
But so many people are peddling this now misinformation again, that Stanley Kubrick is responsible for the moon landing. And I'm just kind of sitting there going, bro, come on now, man. Like, at least do your research. Like, can I stick a video? And Luke's probably going to get so pissed off that I'm going to say this right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure Steve knows exactly where I'm going to go with this. If I filmed Luke right now and I said Adam Driver interview, and then we had just people playing it, I mean, come on. That's basically what that was.
Yeah,
but people are believing it. That's the thing. They would be like, "Did you see that real shark
interview?"
Like,
it's so outlandish. It's like, for a second, I guarantee you, a lot of people would see Luke and they'd be like, "Wait a second, is that Adam Driver?"
Yeah, they'll take a second glance. They'd be like, "Wait, what?"
And I was really, I wasn't fooled, but it's like when people show me that kind of stuff and they're like, "Look at the evidence," I'm like, okay, wait a second. Let me break this down for a second. Is that really Stanley Kubrick? And I was like, no, it's not. But
my thing is, like, with all of the photos that we have logically of Stanley Kubrick, where he's like very young to where he's middle-aged to even where before he passed.
He's old, doesn't look like that.
He doesn't look anywhere close to what that man was looking. It looked like he was a mall Santa that was disheveled and probably wants to talk about the moon landing for some reason. He looked very upset. Looked like he was like
some just like depraved old man. It's all old like, leave me alone. They're like, tell us about the moon landing, Stan.
It's like, so crazy. Yeah, like, is it, or unless he thinks he's Stanley Kubrick and he's like, I do not think the moon landing.
Yeah, somebody got tricked and was like, oh my God, I got Stanley
And
Kubrick.
for those of you who think that's not out of the realm of craziness, there was a lot. You know how many people have done deathbed confessions claiming to be Billy the Kid? Even to this day.
There's people think that James Dean faked his death and he's still alive. So
yeah, he's totally.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
he's the porn actor James Dean.
He's Ryan Gosling now.
Oh, he's Ryan Gosling.
He grew up in the Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I mean, never mind that we do definitely have video evidence of Ryan Gosling. As like 6 years old in the 80s.
But see, that's my conspiracy, guys. I'm gonna find an interview of Ryan Gosling. I'm gonna make it blurry, grainy, and I'm gonna say it's James Dean.
Yeah,
spice in a James Dean.
Luke, you bat the eyebrows, but I'm telling you, man, some people would be fooled. Some people would be fooled.
Just don't even attempt to do like a James Dean voice. It's just like do it like Johnny Depp or whatever. Like, my name is James Dean.
Did you guys hear? This is a round table discussion here because it's the end of the show. Did you hear about that fake Trump AI? Because we were talking about AI. That a fake Trump AI bot called into a show, and they were debating whether it was really Trump or not.
Oh, really?
That's
Interesting.
how
Well,
scary some of this is getting.
Yeah.
But the voice didn't sound like Trump. It
So,
sounded
yeah,
like
I
a.
would
It sounded like
I mean,
a
I would
lisp.
always, I would believe always that Trump would call any radio station that was talk.
Yeah, but Trump doesn't have a
regardless.
lisp where he talks kind of like this. That's what the AI sounded like.
It sounded weird, but
You heard it, Steve?
Yeah, I did. But through the phone, it kind of. I think you can. I don't know if you're really wanting to believe it, you can be like, it kind of sounds like him. It was like an impression. It sounded like an impression, but it was weird because
Luke does a better impression than that.
Yes.
They should use the Trump. They should use the Trump AI to just put Trump in like a bunch of presidents are in it. Where like you have like Independence Day where he's just like, I want another shot. I have the best shots. I'm gonna shoot.
We
Today,
do better
we're gonna
impressions than
celebrate
that
our
thing.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
Many years ago. This is
and
a lot
cut
of
to
men
him
that fought for
flying.
freedom.
You do
Yeah,
I
the,
did
you
the
do
same
the
thing.
hands. Gotta do the hands like this
Yeah,
all the
this-
time.
We're gonna celebrate our independence.
Beautiful.
We're gonna defeat
Okay.
aliens.
It's beautiful.
I'm just gonna say, if I was there, I would have destroyed them immediately.
It is pretty creepy though that AI is even able to replicate even a
Yeah,
crappy
no, it's
version
really
of
good.
Trump.
The deep fake stuff is also really good too.
Getting very good, and it just sucks that we're kind of like we
Yeah.
talk about it when it gets really
I would-
scary,
what-
but if we see it on television, we're like, oh, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's so fucking crazy. It sucks. I was under the impression that like because of technology we would be able to be like, well, now we have clear quality video and photo footage, so that we'll be able to prove just definitively. You won't be able to deny things because it'll be a photo of it. It'll be like that's happened. You can't dispute that. And then now it's just like, nope, it could be not real. You could just
You know what? And I hate to say that's totally right too. And what else I hate about that whole explanation, because you guys know me, I'm like the biggest skeptic in the world, and it's starting to make people like me, like skeptics, even kind of sit there and go, "Damn it," because there's so much. Well, Steve, listen to me, God.
Okay, go ahead. I know.
There's so much shit that's generated now. Like I see fake shit all the time. I'm like, that's not real. That's not real. But now AI is making shit to where people actually are debating these things, and I'm like, well, fuck, maybe I could be right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
I love it, dude. I love it because
like that Bigfoot might actually be a fucking Bigfoot.
You know where I'm going? It's finally going to be revealed he was real, and everyone is going to be like,
Bigfoot is not fucking real. I've told you this.
I cannot believe Seattle, Washington having all of that Bigfoot memorabilia out there. They knew what they were doing.
They are not seeing a fucking huge ape. They're seeing fucking bears. Okay,
come on. You're telling me you don't want to see a King Kong
or shamans
with the AI ape there? Come on, man.
No,
that'd be cool.
It's
no. There's no Bigfoot, ladies and gentlemen. Steve's full of shit.
By the way, this episode was brought to you by AI.
This whole episode was AI.
Yeah, we're all AI generated here.
That's the last. That's the last one.
But everybody, thank you for joining the Real Sharks podcast. This has been a great show. It has been your host Rob and Steve and Luke telling you peace out from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Please make sure you listen, like, and subscribe, and listen to us wherever their podcasts are broadcast. Make sure you check out Jagged Tooth Clothing and the Planet X store to help us grow and purchase our merchandise. And make sure you check us out on Roku. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you on the flip side.